That song has a bit of everything. A little Bugsy Barkley, a little Jane Goodall. And that's what I love about musicals in general. When a character's in a crisis, they sing and they dance, which is much more entertaining than just whining about it. But that's the glory of musical theater. Oh, you see, this is what I'm talking about. Humanity to be happy for 5 seconds and something starts ringing. I'm going to stop here because I don't want this bit to be interrupted by a ringing telephone. Here we have 2 vaudeville performers who have slipped through the cracks of time. They are Noel Fitzpatrick and Ukulele Lil. I don't know anything about them. I suppose Ukulele Lil played the ukulele, although she doesn't in this show. I actually tried to find out more about her. I used all my books and even tried the internet, but all my searches ended up in was Tiny Tim's autopsy photographs. Anyway, they're both charming. The bride is hot off the wedding mat.
Oh, wonder we never listen to a bride on her wedding day. Love is a very complex emotion, Alan.
Yes, madam.
You can be very close to someone one moment, and by the next moment you just want to strangle them. Do you understand?
I'm familiar with the urge to strangle, yes.
You see, that's just the nature of love. Love makes lovers worry, love makes lovers fret. But here's a fact on which we can depend. Just like long ago when Romeo loved Juliet, love is always lovely in the end.
But Romeo and Juliet was a tragedy, madam.
Oh, I never read reviews. Love can start a quarrel, love can cause a win, but love would never consciously offend. Towards a happy fate for happy Aiken and Bowen. Love is always lovely in the end.
Might I remind you, madam, that Anne Boleyn lost her head?
Yes, she was in love. Love was good to Eve and Adam.
Here we go again.
And Samson and Delilah too.
Good grief. May I pose a question, madam?
Why, yes, of course.
Why does nothing I say to you ever get through?
Don't mind if I do.
Love was always lovely in the end. Oh, I felt that quite taxi. Please excuse myself, madam, while I pour myself a glass of ice water.
Love sneaks up behind you. Love drops from above. Love would never consciously offend. Love has certainly been kind to me and my true love. Love is always lovely in the end.
But your late husband was a brute.
And don't eat him, you silly kid.
Oh. Oh!
Love is always lovely.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Love is always lovely in the end.
Love is always lovely in the end.
Yes, that was quite charming, but to be frank, on some level, that number grinds my gears. Now I'm going to say something here, and yes, I have been drinking. But I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that love is not always lovely in the end. Often in the end, there are lawyers. So, I just thought that bit was not even irresponsible. Sorry. I thought that needed to be said for the good of the young people.
Oh, there you are, Chaperon. I'm in a terrible state.
Why, you certainly are. You can't go to a wedding looking like that.
Oh, you poor dear. You haven't heard? The wedding's been called off.
Not your wedding, mine. Oh, that reminds me. Might I borrow your veil?
You're getting married. But to whom?
Beautiful lady with baffling expressions.
You're marrying Adolfo?
I know it seems crazy, but when I look into his eyes, his big, clumsy eyes, I get all drowsy. That's love, isn't it?
Yes, dear, that is love. Help me!
There you are. All right. I'm gonna let that card sit on the table. I've got a weak heart. Can't take the pressure. If this thing goes on any longer, the old taker's gonna give out. So, please, tell me, is there going to be a wedding or not?
Yes.
Thank the good Lord in heaven.
The chaperone and Adolfo are getting married.
What?
Oh, very well, everyone. I have wonderful news. There's going to be a wedding.
Yes, we heard.
You heard? But who told you? I did. But how did you know?
Oh, what difference does it make?
Mrs. Tondale allowed to get married at the garden at 7:30 this evening.
What?
What? Oh, yes. Congratulations to everyone.
Say, what kind of condemnated wedding is this? Everybody's getting married except the bride and groom.
There you are. Oh, Janet, I've been looking everywhere for you.
Hello, Mr. Martin.
Please don't be like that. Can't you find it in your heart to marry me? Janet, it's a wedding day. George is not all this trouble. And, well, I do love you. More than I can say.
Well, you kissed another woman.
Yes, and I just can't explain it. I know this may sound ridiculous, but when I was kissing that French woman, why, it was just like kissing you.
Oh, Robert, you were kissing me.
You mean you're me? That French accent was wrong, yeah?
Why, thank you. I developed it when I played Maureen. Hold that, I guess.
Therefore, before you do anything, think about this. No matter how well you play the role of the happy wife, you'll never, ever get a standing ovation.
Oh, I don't know. I'm so conflicted. Chaperone, please, I beg you, just this once, give me some advice that is appropriate, coherent to the situation. Should I marry Robert?
Okay. Here it is. Not only the culmination of the plot, but the moment that has brought me back to this record again and again. Here we go.
Well, my advice to you is,
And this is it.
while you can,
I'll play it again for you.
while you can,
Is she saying, live while you can or leave while you can?
while you can.
I mean, it's Beatrice Stockwell, so it might just be a cynical quip. But this is a wedding after all. And that's just what you think when you're standing at the altar, isn't it? Live or leave. And you have to live, because you do love her in some way. It's not an exact science. An arrow doesn't come out of the sky and point to the one you're supposed to be with for the rest of your life. So one day you say this. You say, I love you. And you basically phrase it as a question. But they accept it as fact. And then suddenly she's standing in front of you in a $3,000 dress with tears in her eyes and her nephew made the hoopah. So what do? Do you say, I was kidding, I was joking? No, you can't do that. You have to live. You choose to live. So for the next few months, you stare at the alien form lying next to you in the bed and you wonder to yourself, who are you? And then one day you say it out loud. And then it's a trial separation, couples counseling, and every conversation you have is about her eating disorder, your Zoloft addiction, and you're constantly redefining, reevaluating, and revisiting before you finally lose the deposit on the house, and the whole relationship ends on a particularly ugly note with your only copy of Gypsy spinning through the air and smash still, in a larger sense, in a broader sense, it's much better to have lived than left. Right?
Riley, you can.
You have no idea how many times I've played.
Oh, Chaperon, you certainly have a way with words. Oh, Robert, my answer is yes, I will marry you.
Wonderful! Wonderful!
Well, Mr. Belton, it looks like this wedding is a done deal.
Now you're in trouble.
And there's nothing you can do.
There is. I found a replacement, a new leading lady. Presenting